Now, if you want to talking about an embarrassing fourth quarter, it was this embarrassing fourth quarter. The Indiana Pacers blew a chance to beat Boston in this series, and now that chance is over. The Boston Celtics now lead 2-0 against the Indiana Pacers. And the Pacers, if there was a chance, this was tonight. Let's look at the stats, shall we? Let's look. Bogdanovich. I don't know how you say his name. I don't know how to say his name, but you guys do, at least. You know what I'm talking about. He's so far their best leading scorer, and really, I just think at this time for Indiana, the loss of Victor Oladipo is still haunting them. Sabonis, I think your dad would have been embarrassed to see you in that game. Tyreek Evans did well. Sometimes I feel like Tyreek Evans right now at this point should be starting over Wesley Matthews. Kyrie Irving with an impressive 37-point game, and Jason Tatum, I have to tell you, not a lot of people talk about Jason Tatum, and I think many people should. I think he will be an all-star someday. I do think so. Field goal percentage was the same. Boston beat them in 3-point percentage. Free throws, turnovers, they had more. They had less assists, more rebounds, more blocks. Boston overall played a better defense in that last seconds. And really, we look at this game. Indiana looked good in the third quarter. Second, they did okay. Third, they did great. But that fourth quarter is literally why the Indiana Pacers lost this game. I mean, 12 points at Boston. You literally have a chance to tie the series, and you blew it. Now you have to go to Indiana and hopefully win these next two games. Even though at this point, I have to say Boston is either going to sweep Indiana or they're going to win 5-1 at this point. Because Indiana blew a good chance to get this series to a 7 or 6. But now that chances are done right now at this point. I can't really blame Indiana. From when they've gone through with the Victor Oladipo injury, even though they played well enough that they could have won this game, but still that injury to Victor Oladipo, man, it's still affecting them. If Victor Oladipo was on the team right now, I think Indiana would have been tied 1-1. In fact, I think Indiana would have had home court advantage. I think Indiana would have been the fourth seed with Victor Oladipo. Sorry, I just forgot. I don't know how I forgot his name. Underrated, I guess. I don't know. But still, though, you look at the situation with the Pacers. You cannot blow any opportunities like this. You just can't. When you are up, like, what was it? 12, 14, and if you only score 12 points and let them score 31. It's unacceptable. It really is. So they gotta win these next two games. If they lose one more, it's over. I mean, like, I'm gonna be honest with you, I feel like this is already over. Because you had one chance. And it was today. And sadly, the day, well, you blew it.